Hi, Stephen Fortner here from Music Player Network, and we're going to try and show you a little bit about the wonderful SiX compact desktop mixer from SSL. I'm actually talking to you through it right now to make this recording. We'll see that over here on the left, I have the output of my Electrosonics wireless receiver. I'm talking to you on a headset mic. Output of my Electrosonics wireless receiver going into channel 1 of the SiX. And these super analog channel strips, you get 2 of them. Here, you get a really nice compressor. I'm going to kick that in right now. That goes in, and you can see it's reducing my gain a little bit. I can crank the microphone trim up artificially so that the compressor will work even a little bit harder. But this is just a great thing for reducing rogue peaks. We have 2 Q mixes here that go to foldback outputs 1 and 2 respectively, and can be routed to a number of different places. Stereo Q1 can be routed to your main mix. Q mixes can be routed to your headphones, and so forth. We have an interesting EQ here that's 2-band. I've got that kicked in right now, and you can hear the effect on my voice if I crank the treble up, 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 up. Down, 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 down. It's very smooth, very musical. Up, 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 up. Okay, let's put it back in the middle. Here's the bass. I can make the bass really exaggerated, of course. Bring that back down. The cool thing about this EQ is it can be switched to bell curve shapes, which changes the center frequencies of each of the 2 EQ bands. Next door here, I have a Nordwave 2 synthesizer, which we're also reviewing in the MPN GearLab right now, plugged in just in mono to one of the super analog channels, because I want you to be able to hear, it's a stereo synth, but I just want you to be able to hear what the channel compressor does to a synth bass sound. Okay, that's without anything. We'll kick in the channel compressor, play some synth bass. That's with. That's without. Here's without. Okay, so it's louder because the compressor's not working. But if you listen carefully, when I put the compressor in, it gets a little snappier. We could also kick in the bus compressor, which was made famous on large format SSL studio consoles and is included on the SiX mixer. You're going to hear even more snap. Let's give it a little treble EQ there. Next to the super analog inputs, you have 2 stereo inputs, which are great for keyboards. Those are right here. They can be routed to both Q mixes. They don't have the EQ. They don't have the channel compressor. But they are very clean, good sounding inputs. Here we have the external inputs, which are basically another pair of stereo inputs. They're not associated with faders or trim controls. They just can be routed to different places. They're straight unity line level inputs on the SiX. You could use them for another pair of synths depending on how you route them. They can be routed to the main mix. They can be routed to the foldback, which are like artist monitor outputs. Foldback output 1, foldback output 2. They can also be selected as monitor sources right here for the control room monitor, which my hand is on right now, with associated level controls. So you can decide how much of external 1 and external 2 you want in your control room monitors. As I said, they can go into the main mix. So you could use these to do 2 extra synths. The way I'm using one of these right now is for what you might call a tape return, because it's coming out of these 2 cables right here are being fed from the monitor outputs of my Universal Audio Apollo, which, as you can see, I have located right under the SiX. Given that I have 2 of these things, if I don't route them to my main mix, but do route them to my control room outputs, I can monitor 2 different audio interfaces, so 2 different computers, 2 different DAWs, at the same time. So normally the second pair goes to the Motu 2408 Mark III that I have hooked up to my PC. Bus B is basically a mirror bus, and you send something to bus B by hitting its mute button. And that takes it out of the main mix, but sends it to bus B, which is sort of a Spock has a beard mirror bus, which is useful for a variety of different applications. But as you can hear the bus compressor working on my voice right now. The routing flexibility on the SiX is really incredible. The preamps in the super analog channels and the EQ in the channel compressors are what I would expect in a high-end stereo channel strip that would probably cost about the same $1,500 that the SiX costs. The thing is, you put this into a compact mixer form factor, and people go, oh, gee, that's expensive for a tiny little mixer. The thing is, when you consider the audio quality and the component quality and the build quality you're getting, it's actually not that expensive.